The next two tabs I want to talk about are the financial statements tab, which is near the beginning, next to the chart of accounts. I just want to see something here. Okay. Right next to the chart of accounts, you'll find the financial statements. Actually, three tabs I want to talk about, but the financial summary is just it's charts of the operations and the balance sheet quarterly. This is also reflected in your financial statements and year-to-date financials. So, I mean, if you like looking at charts, that's fine, but the actual numbers are right here in the financial statements, and on the monthly tabs, you'll have the actual numbers with a chart actually next to it. So we'll take a look at that a little later. But for now, I just want you to know that your financial statements, whenever you make entries every month, your financial statements will show up here. Your balance sheet is as of a certain date. So it's not an accumulation of items like the income statement, where you have, maybe interest income of $500 this month, $500 next month. Then it's going to be an accumulation of $10,000. That will show up on the column N, which is balances year to date. Your balance sheet, if you have only entries in the first month, for example, and let's say the second month, those balances are going to get carried forward to the end, because what I did is I took out any additional or mirror image every month. So let's say, and I'll tell you why I did it. Let's say I'm in February, and as of February 28th, I have a certain balances on my balance sheet. Well, I haven't gotten to March, April, May yet. They shouldn't show up in those months, so they won't. But it will give you balance year to date at the end. Okay, so that's what I'm getting at. But your income statement will also total up all your income and expenses and show you that in column N. That's all being drawn from your monthly accounts, your like month 2 plus your month 2 general journal entries, and those will get carried over to your financial statements. So those are the two tabs here, the financial statements, financial summary. At the end of month 12, there's what I call year-end adjustments, which is actually a trial balance. All of those balances get carried over into this year-end adjustments for a trial balance, and you theoretically could give this to your accountant, and maybe he's got entries to make adjustments, or your tax guy, maybe there's 3 or 4 accounts that on the tax form are all added together. He could literally, if he knows spreadsheets, which he should, he could literally enter new accounts here just for his tax purposes and make debits and credit adjustments to whatever accounts we have in here, and then come up with the adjusted balances plus the adjusted balances of adding his new accounts. Take those numbers, throw them right into the tax forms, and he'd be all set. All right, so those are the things that I don't need to show you really that what's going into the financial statements. It just comes right off of your balances that are each month to month. And we'll go over now some some entries and in the next video. But actually, you know what, there's one other thing I could talk about here, and it's the bank reconciliation. This is pretty automated. The important thing about the bank reconciliation is it's keyed off of the date that you enter the transaction. So let's say, we'll go to month 1. If you don't enter a date here, it's not going to show up on your bank reconciliation report, and you're going to be scratching your head saying, I don't understand, why is it not balancing? Well, you better go back and check, because if you made some entries without putting in a date and you can't balance your bank statement to this, it's never going to balance unless you go back and put in the dates. Okay, so bank reconciliation, I'm sorry. Let's take a look at the bank reconciliation. Again, anything in yellow you can input. Red, gray, colors that are other than yellow, you cannot put anything in. So now let's say we wanted to do month 2. We would just put month 2 in and go over here and enter our information for month 2. And all of these other things, it would take statement ending date and the bank closing balances and automatically bring them over here. The bank closing balance, deposits in transit would be off of your input in the month, and outstanding checks the same thing, because when you clear them on your monthly sheets, your month and general journal month, they will come off of this. So any outstanding checks would show up here, prior months, current months. Same thing with deposits. And the way you clear that is every month you have cleared bank here, and you could just start, put a C in, and it says cleared bank, cleared bank. So once it's cleared, it comes off of that list of outstanding checks or deposits. Now the general journal has the same thing. We don't need to put the whole thing in there, but anything, as long as you make a mark in the cleared bank column, it'll come off the outstanding list that's in the bank reconciliation page. You'll also see here that you have to input things like the bank credits not booked, bank charges not booked, other adjustments. So let's say you forgot to enter a check in your register, in your cash journal. That would be a bank charge or other adjustments that you would have to go back and enter that amount into your journal. So that's something that you'd have to go back and do manually. And the same thing, if you forgot to enter a deposit, it's a bank credit, or you could put it under other adjustments. The problem is that you're just going to have to go back and put it in the books because it belongs there. Okay. On the bank side, other adjustments, maybe you booked something, I don't know. I'm trying to think off the top of my head here now. There may be some other adjustments that the bank needs to have in there, or maybe it's not a deposit in transit, maybe it's not an outstanding check, maybe something else that the bank made a mistake. It happens rarely. The bank made a mistake on something and charged you for something that didn't belong to you, as an example. So that's the bank reconciliation. I may have an older video about the bank reconciliation. I may leave it in there for some further review for you, but it works pretty well. I've used it, and I think it'll work out well.